the starting grid for the race coming up. Of course, Kylian Jornet on pole position for Team France. Italy with Valerio Gallo second and Kobayashi in third with Team Japan.
To go. That's Adriano Carrazza, the Brazilian driver. Here is Quinten Yahor on the grid. But this is going to be super exciting. Qualifying race for the Nations Cup in the World Series Showdown. It's lights out and we go racing then. So France lead the field across the timing line, followed by Italy, Japan, Spain, Belgium. So I suppose it's a bit of a moot point really, because Netherlands and Belgium also serve their penalties. So that's a bit of a saving grace there for Rikuta Kobayashi. We're side by side here between Belgium and the Netherlands. Yahor on the outside of De Bruyne. Is he going to manage to go the long way around the outside as they go through the tunnel? They burst into the daylight. De Bruyne holds firm in fifth for now. So really good defensive driving, great clean racing between these two.
Netherlands and Belgium again using the slipstream down the straight. The Belgium driver will pull back by Quinten Yahor. A little bit of contact on the way through there. No love lost to this point, I think. It's starting to get a little bit feisty between these two. Netherlands on the inside, Belgium on the outside. Next corner though is a right-hander. It's going to benefit Team Belgium and they try and cut across there. Still Belgium on the inside and Netherlands just about making the move for now, but it's a drag race down to the next corner.
This is amazing stuff here between these two as they run side by side, coming in towards the tunnel. Belgium on the inside, Netherlands on the outside. De Bruyne manages to get himself up into fifth place, but he's a bit deep. Belgium back up the inside and going through side by side into the left-hander. Kai De Bruyne back through into fifth.
Once more, Team Belgium dipping right behind into the slipstream of the Netherlands, and now we've gone to this long front straight where I imagine we're going to see Belgium overtake here, coming on to the final lap of the race. So we go down towards T1 once again. Belgium back past the Netherlands, but is this where you want to be? Do you want to be ahead going into the last lap, or do you want to be behind and using that slipstream to slingshot by at the start-finish line?
He's now sitting once again in the wheel tracks of the Belgian driver. Up the inside, he sends it through into the hairpin. Can he get the car stopped on the inside? Yes, he can. And the French team, they win the qualifying race for the Nations Cup in the World Series Showdown. Across the line, lights the flag victory for Team France here at Gran Valley Speedway. Second place will go to Spain in the last few moments of that race. Italy finishing in third, Japan in fourth, and Kai De Bruyne for the Netherlands does get the better of Quinten Yahor for Team Belgium with sixth place. Brazil recovers after a challenging start to seventh place ahead of Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand, the USA and Chile. Here are the results then. France take the victory from Team Spain. This is how your grid will line up for the final later on here tonight. Ahead of Italy, Japan, the Netherlands, Belgium, Brazil, Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand, the USA and then Chile down there in 12th position. Well, here is the grid for the grand final then. France will start on pole position with Kylian Jornet, Baptiste Bouvard and Thomas Leboutelet as their driver lineup. Spain will line up P2 ahead of Italy. Then you'll have Japan, the Netherlands in P5 ahead of Belgium, just by a whisker at the end of that race, by the way. And then, of course, it's Brazil, Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand, the USA, and then Chile. So, as the curtains open here, P6 on the grid will be Team Belgium with Quinten Yahor, Giovanni Bellarashi and Keanu De Vreux. Team Netherlands lining up P5 on home soil here in Amsterdam. Kai De Bruyne, Floris Zimmerman and Rick Cavalum. It is time then for the grand final of the Nations Cup in the World Series Showdown here in Amsterdam. The drivers are in their rigs, they're lined up and ready to go ahead of 30 laps of racing action. What is going to happen when the checkered flag falls? We're about to find out. On pole position then, Team France with Thomas Leboutelet as their starting driver. Alongside on the front row of the grid is Paul Ura for Team Spain. Row 2 is Italy and Giorgio Mangano ahead of Japan's Rikuta Kobayashi. Fifth position on the third row of the grid is Florian Zimmerman. A massive cheer from the crowd here as well ahead of Belgium's De Vreux. So then, drivers making their way around the final corner, getting some heat into the tyres and the brakes. 30 laps of action awaits them here. We're about to find out what is going to happen. As we get ready then, the grand final for the World Series Showdown in the Nations Cup. It's lights out and we go racing then as France lead the field down towards the first corner here at Lago Maggiore for the first time. Side by side there with Brazil and Canada for seventh place. Brazil then with the outside line in towards 2 and Canada holding position there for now. But France still continuing on the lead of the race. But Spain, especially in these first couple of corners, look at how much more grip they've got there. They are right on the gearbox of France here and trying to take the lead of the race away.
They're already there right into the rear wing of of Team France. There must be a move down here to the bottom. Team Spain go to the inside of that soft compound tire immediately up into the lead. That is super important there for Euro. He needs to get away quickly and put away from Team France. Boutelet in the French car right now, incredibly fast driver. So Team Spain definitely have their work cut out for them. Behind them, Team Italy about a second dropped already from Team France. Japan in fourth and Netherlands in P5 on that hard compound tire. They've got a bit of an alternate strategy, and they are going to be at risk for the first stint. How we're going to decide this is by New Zealand looking up the inside, having a both the Netherlands sideways on exit, goes off onto the runoff area there. New Zealand up to P5, Canada P6, and Brazil past Netherlands. They go from 5th to 8th in one corner, but you have to think that might be being looked at the stewards right now. So right now, Team Italy having a bit of a tough job trying to stay with them right now as Team Belgium go up into P10 there, getting by Chile. I think struggling a bit at the start there, Team Belgium. Yeah, so now we're starting to see teams come into the pit lane. Predictably, all the hard runners diving into the pit lane at the moment. So in comes Team Netherlands, Team Brazil, Team Belgium, USA, Chile and Malaysia. A big cheer there for the Dutch driver as he gets out the car. Very passionate home crowd here. Great to have a live audience here once again, as new drivers get in. The medium tyres going on for every team who pitted so far. Rick Keveler now getting in the car for Team Netherlands. That nice fancy new graphic on the screen. Thank you very much, graphic guy. We like that one. So far, his exit was somewhat compromised there, so he couldn't quite make the best of that move on Japan. So has to have that 1 second penalty coming up, which will be a real pain for them. In the background, Team Italy managing to come back into contention here on that hard compound tyre. Busanelli at the wheel at the moment. They've still got, I think, Gallo to come yet at the moment. So a very quick driver waiting in the ring, the anchor.
And let's see what happens as Italy and France then into the pit lane, and also Japan there as well. So driver change as Kobayashi will get himself into the car for the last stint in their race, and crucially onto the soft compound of tyres. Likewise Italy and to an extent France as well, but of course a challenging middle stint there for Baptiste Beauvoir has rather put them on the back foot a little bit here, with just over 10 laps now remaining. Meanwhile, out in front, Spain still continue to lead by some 23.8 seconds over Canada. Underneath him, it's Kylian Drumont versus Valerio Gallo.
Tried to cut back there at the last second. A bit of contact between them. I don't think anything was intentional or malicious there. Just a little bit of miscommunication on circuit. But bear in mind, Gallo and Drumont, both incredibly fast drivers. So we'll see how this one pans out. Team Brazil and Team Netherlands making their last pit stop. Team Belgium as well coming into the pit lane, fitting that soft compound tyre. Adriano Corazza gets in the car for Igor Fraga. Now, where will he come out relative to the cars around him? He is in that soft compound tyre. Is he ahead of Team Japan or not? It's very close, only a couple of seconds. Team Japan do manage to jump Team Brazil there, so Japan inherit the kind of overall lead if you take Spain and Canada out of the equation, but it's a long, big gap between the first couple of cars and where we are now. It's a very easy way these tyres out, and again wide for Corazza there, so pushing too hard is Corazza, so he's gone from being right on the rear wings of Japan to now being in the sights of Team Italy and Team France. Gallo and Drumont respectively for Italy and France, both very, very quick drivers, and if they smell blood in the water, they're going to go for the move instantly. You haven't got to ask them twice. What can Drumont do? He's just about in the slipstream. You can see him following the car in front, just trying to pick up the draft. And Corazza, he's wary of that, which is why he's moving down the straight, trying to break the toe, trying to break that advantage of the slipstream. But here, you see the tyre life. Team France really struggling, and as I say that, the rear tyres of Team France going away, and into the wall they go. An uncharacteristic mistake there from Kylian Drumont. He's going to be absolutely kicking himself. There's Team Netherlands up into P5. The Team Netherlands there taking advantage of the demise of Team France, but we don't expect that from Drumont. So we're getting now on to the last lap of the race. Team Spain currently coming round to start the final lap. There is Jose Serrano. He's of course Team Spain. We're not watching that car right now, watching Team Belgium as they're getting onto the back of France. I think maybe Kylian Drumont, after that spin, has burnt some of that tyre away, and now getting a little bit flustered as they come onto the back. And there goes Team Belgium.
Look at the tyres there, 14% on the rear. They're going to be about as useful as a I can't think of an analogy actually, well, it doesn't really matter. Either way, they're not going to have a lot of grip underneath him for Kylian Drumont in the last few stages of this one, and he's going to really leave himself under threat from Quinten Hall here.
Yeah, meanwhile, Team Spain on the final lap of the race. Only one more lap of the Lago Maggiore circuit separates them from glory here at Amsterdam. We're still on board with Team Belgium right now as they close on Team France in front. Look at the difference in the braking zone there. Team France is wounded, and Quinten Hall for Belgium knows it. Right onto the rear spoiler now goes Quinten Hall. Can he get this done? Can he get Belgium into the top 6 here at Amsterdam? Spain now coming around the last couple of corners. There's not much separating them and glory here at Amsterdam, Tom.
Absolutely amazing stuff from Pol Ura, from Koke Lopez. They have not put a foot wrong all evening. They come through in towards the final corner. It was Jose Serrano who won in the Manufacturers' Cup today, and as part of Team Spain in the Nations Cup, Spain wins here for the World Series showdown in Amsterdam. What a performance by 16 seconds over Team Brazil. It's going to be Rakuto Kobayashi who comes around the final turn to take second place for Team Japan here as well. A great drive from them, and then across the line in third position, a blinding recovery for Team Brazil, 7th on the grid to third place at the checkered flag ahead of Italy and the Netherlands in the top 5 in Amsterdam as well for their home event. What a race, what a weekend, what a result for Team Spain.
Here are the final results. Spain then, of course, your winners here in the grand final at Amsterdam. Japan second place, 16 seconds behind in the end from Team Brazil on the podium. Italy in 4th, Team Netherlands in 5th, and Belgium there rounding out the top 6. But what could have been for Team France? A messy middle stint as well, and a bad last stint, I think, for Kylian Drumont. Uncharacteristically, really, that really summed up their race.
Yeah, ultimately 42 seconds off of the race lead. Well, anyway, let's go down to Julia, who's down with our race-winning team.